if we just evaluate it as an album? Do you guys think Cowboy Carter deserves album of the year for this year? Chade, it's in.
It's in.
The nominations for the Grammys 2025 are
They're in.
I don't know why. They're in.
Do I have one?
Guys, the nominations are finally out for 2025 Grammys, and there are some interesting categories and nominations.
We're very excited to talk about them. Our first thing that we notice is that it's very female dominated.
The year of the girlies. The pop girlies are really taking over. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the top 4 categories, the biggest ones of the night, including album of the year, song of the year, record of the year, and best new artist. We're gonna bring you the nominees. We're gonna discuss, and I will say, make some predictions. On who we think are gonna win.
Talk about the snubs.
Yes.
And some of the questionable people we thought were nominated.
So, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Chade.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about best new artist.
Best new artist. I always feel like there's confusion over this category. Do you get that? People are always like, why isn't this person nominated? Why is this person nominated? They've been in the scene for 10 years. Like, there's always a little bit of confusion over what qualifies as a best new artist. And let me tell you, I Googled it. I still don't understand.
I think it's more so if someone is on the rise. This is the year of being on the rise, because like there are new artists every single day.
That's true.
You know, but if someone's really making waves, their music is connecting with a lot of people in this year, they're considered a new artist who's doing well.
Yeah, it's like their breakthrough.
So maybe that's what they should name it, like a breakthrough artist.
That's true.
Other awards call it that, so.
What are you doing, Grammys?
What are you doing?
So who are the nominees, Chade?
So we have Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii.
Nice. Oh, you know what's funny? This artist, I think it's called Khruangbin.
We got Ray, we have Chapel Roan, we have
Shaboozey.
I can only say his name like that, Shaboozey. And Teddy Swims. I think this is a really good list of people. I feel like these are a lot of, and again, a lot of these artists have been in the game for a while, but now they're just starting to rise, like Doechii, Sabrina Carpenter, Chapel Roan, Ray.
Benson Boone, his song was everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny story, I don't know if you guys know, you follow much, but we actually interviewed Benson Boone kind of like before he had his big breakthrough.
That's when I became Harry on a Thies. But no, like I couldn't feel any pain at all until after the show.
Yeah, I could tell you that for free.
Like,
he was literally sitting right here doing an interview.
We've never watched this chair.
You know what's funny? We actually don't watch this
Don't tell people.
And even Teddy Swims too. Like, we interviewed him at, I think, Oceaga this year.
You an alien?
Well, I'm from here. America.
We got to talk to him, but like his song went crazy viral as well. He released a new album. So all these names, respect to them, I think you're right. They did pop off this year. So most importantly, who do you think is gonna take it?
Okay. I think everyone here is really deserving, honestly. Like, it's crazy to see everyone's rise. Even Shaboozey's been doing his thing for a while, but I mean, I feel like it was that Beyonce cosign, you know? And then even the song Tipsy, he's on Tipsy.
The bar. Everybody on the bar getting tipsy. Viral.
Yeah, exactly. Huge. So I think that solidifies why he's in this category also. But, okay, are we doing who I think or who I want?
Oh, tell us.
Okay, I think
we did not plan this through. This is like honest, just off the cuff, who we think. Who do you think's gonna take it?
I think either Chapel or Sabrina will take it, because I just feel like they're the ones who are at the top of their game and who have really received global recognition for their music and their albums this year.
Who do you want then?
Who do I want? I want Sabrina to take it.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think Chapel might take it. Let me say that.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a little different approach. I think Sabrina and Chapel are really good contenders in this category. However, because they're nominated for other things, I actually think the Academy are gonna give this to like Benson Boone or Shaboozey.
I don't know, that hasn't stopped them before. They've had people sweep categories.
That's fair.
Like Billy, Taylor, they've swept.
I know. But my instinct is saying they're gonna give like Chapel another bigger award and same with Sabrina. So I think they're gonna choose like a smaller artist to win this one, to still highlight like a breakthrough artist.
And I think Doechii also is making, like, for women in rap, I think she's doing amazing. Even her song on Tyler, the Creator.
I was like, Katy, she was featured on Katie's song too.
Oh,
Katy Perry.
Yeah, she's on Katy Perry's album.
So she is
she's
definitely
on Tyler, the Creator's album, and I think she had one of the best verses on there. So
okay, so final. Let's make it final. I'm gonna go actually with Benson Boone or Teddy Swims. I'm changing my answer. Benson Boone or Teddy Swims is gonna win Best New Artist of 2025 Grammys.
I think Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, you went with one too. You just Sabrina.
I'm just gonna go with Sabrina.
Let's move on to the next category.
Let's do Song of the Year.
Song of the Year. The nominees are
Beyonce for Texas Hold'em, Billie Eilish for Birds of a Feather, Chappell Roan for Good Luck Babe, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile, Sabrina Carpenter, Please, 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 Shabozy with a bar song Tipsy, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite.
Ooh, really good songs in this category.
Yeah, I think all these songs, I couldn't hear enough of them. Yeah. They were really on repeat everywhere you went.
Gaga and Bruno Mars is in this one just because it's more recent. Like, it's more of a recent song, and while it made it splash, I don't know if it's been as iconic as all the other songs on
It's not taking it, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that. It's not taking it this year.
Who do you think's gonna take it?
Who do I think is gonna take it? I think Billie might take it.
Oh, interesting. Why?
Yes, because she's my favorite.
Okay.
I think that song, I don't even like that song, first of all. I like all of Billie's other songs, especially on this album. I just feel like I couldn't hear it enough. I feel like Texas Hold'em kind of died out at a point, though I do think it was really big for that time. I think Birds of a Feather has continued to be stuck in the hearts.
I think I don't have the exact number, but I feel like it was like the most streamed song off her album just because of how viral and everyone loved that song. All of the album, I heard Birds of a Feather the most.
Yeah.
That's for sure. This is tough though. Even I'm having a hard time thinking who would win Song of the Year. Yeah. The top ones that stand out to me would be Good Luck Babe, just because of how it was everywhere. And then Kendrick Lamar. I feel like Not Like Us made a big splash. And Song of the Year, it might have that impact.
I don't actually want the song to win any categories.
Why?
I think the song is catchy and I think it was produced really well. I just don't think the content of it is something that should be celebrated.
What do you mean? Just because it's like a diss track?
No, not just because it's a diss track. I think he's just making accusations. We don't have any proof of it. I don't know.
Okay,
you know what? And I also
art.
think he's making light of a very serious allegation. Like, he's making it into a song. I think he's making light of a situation.
But I think just as a song and its impact for like rap music, in terms of music icon moment, like this was kind of a big deal this year.
I definitely think it was a big deal. I just think
you don't want to celebrate it. You don't think it should.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next category. So I think a lot of people have asked this. So another category that we're going to talk about is Record of the Year. And even I was like confused a little bit. I was like, what's the difference between Record of the Year and Song of the Year?
According to Record of the Year is for the best sound recording of the year. Grammy goes to the performer, but recipients can include the singer, producers, engineers, and other team members that created the recording. Song of the Year, on the other hand, is for the best written song and goes to the songwriters.
Okay, so Record of the Year really shout outs like the production team that is involved with it. Okay, so it's good to know as we predict or who we guess the winner is going to be.
Record of the Year nominees are, we have The Beatles, Now and Then, Beyonce, Texas Hold'em, Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, Chappell Roan, Good Luck Babe, Charlie XCX, 360, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite.
Okay, I'm gonna just say off the bat, I'm not gonna pretend I know what goes into producing, like the production side of a song, right?
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. But I'm gonna say, people might be surprised, like, oh, the Beatles are here. Why, right?
Right.
But I actually went to an event that was hosted by Universal where they were talking about this album and the song. And so the Beatles, in terms of production, like they kind of went through a crazy process because obviously there are members of the Beatles that are passed away. So in order to produce this like album and song, they had to dive in and like really work on the vocals that they have pre-recorded back in the day. So they took, I believe it was John Lennon's, correct me if I'm wrong, just off memory, John Lennon's like vocals, and they had to really really like adapted to modern technology, re-recorded it with like his past vocals. So like the production side of it was really impressive.
Yeah.
So I will say that, and that's probably why it's here.
Yeah.
Right? Like shout out to the whole process. Now, is it gonna win?
I hope so.
Did you say I hope so?
I hope so.
Aw. Well, let's be real. No hate to the people. We literally have the album right
Beyonce,
here.
I'm joking.
We have, no. Ooh,
Had the
Beyonce.
best record of them. I'm joking.
I don't even know what I would say for this one. What do you think?
Man, I don't know. I feel like we got a lot of good people in here. I personally really like Espresso. I'm really not that big of a Sabrina Carpenter fan, but I really like the song Espresso. I mean, in terms of production.
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't know what goes into the production.
Yeah, I feel like we happy to like step back. I don't really know, but if I were to predict in terms of who will win record of the year, I think Sabrina Espresso is actually a really good one to bet on. Charli XCX is an interesting one to show up here too. I mean, her production of her album in general was really impressive.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna lean towards Espresso.
I'm thinking the Beatles.
Wow,
I think they'll honor them.
Shout out.
I think they'll give them that honor.
You know what? I respect that.
All right.
Moving on, is this probably the biggest category?
This is the biggest category, guys. Album of the year. All right.
The nominees are?
We have Andre 3000 for New Blue Sun, Beyonce for Cowboy Carter, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Chappell Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, Charli XCX, Brat, Jacob Collier.
Is that French? Dijes?
Volume 4.
Wow, you speak French so well.
Thank you, I'm Canadian. Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet, Taylor Swift, The Tortured Poets Department.
Wow, big category.
This is a loaded category, guys.
There's one that sticks out in particular.
Yeah.
Andre 3000, what are you doing here?
Ariana, what are you doing?
Ariana, what are you doing? Andre, how did you get in here?
Well, Andre is a very celebrated rapper, obviously. I feel like he's very much respected. I think this album was not what his audience was expecting.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's doing side missions. This is his little side mission thing. I think it was a good album
Did he play a flute or something? Like
yeah, it was all
instrumental.
I think it's good for what it was, but I don't think it's album of the year.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm just joking, guys. You fans, don't come for me. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
Shout out to New Blue Sun. Album of the year. So when you're deciding, how are you gonna like evaluate it? What's your thinking process? I'm curious because I don't know how.
My fave is. I mean, I think it's really cool that Jacob Collier came from YouTube.
True. Shout
to Grammys. I guess a lot of people did that. Some people did that.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So shout out to him for even getting into this category alongside some really amazing, crazy artists.
Yeah.
This is Charli XCX's first year being nominated for a Grammy as a solo artist.
Oh, amazing.
Or for Grammys as a solo artist. So huge for her. That's super amazing.
Yeah.
I think. Can you imagine Beyonce won? Because Beyonce's never won. Album of the year.
That's probably one of the biggest storylines going into the 2025 Grammys is like, is Beyonce finally gonna win an album of the year for her piece of work? Whereas back in like the past Grammy, she's only won for the genre specific ones.
Right.
So I think a lot of eyeballs are gonna be on whether the Academy are gonna award her with album of the year, or is she just gonna be shafted to a genre category yet again? Do you think she has a high chance of taking it?
I mean, I think it's amazing that she was able to adjust her sound or to adjust her sound to create a country album. And I'm glad that she's nominated in the country categories this year, though she wasn't for the CMAs.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is her best album. I don't think she should win for this album. I think maybe Renaissance. I feel like Renaissance could have definitely taken. I think it was snubbed. But I don't think Cowboy Carter, this is her album of the year award.
Yeah, but it's funny because I feel like the Academy are kind of in a weird place because if they award Beyonce with the album of the year, fans, I'm sure, will be happy, but it's like, are they just pandering to Beyonce now because of the long discourse about her not, or being snubbed in the past? But if we just evaluate it as an album, do you guys think Cowboy Carter deserves album of the year for this year? Think about it.
Even Beyonce fans have said like the album.
Yeah. It's a great album.
They're not saying it's her best. I know die-hard Beyonce fans, and they enjoy it because it's Beyonce, but they're not saying it's her best.
Then who do you think is the best album of this category? This is really hard. This is really hard, guys.
I'm thinking
Should we do the process of elimination? Would that be easier? I think Sabrina, Short and Sweet, I love that album. I don't think it's the album of the year. It's a great pop album, but I don't think it has the same impact as, say, maybe some of these other ones.
Right.
I'm gonna start there.
I think Brat had a huge impact this year, especially like everyone calling it a Brat summer. Brat summer's not over, it's still
Brat
going.
Autumn.
Brat Autumn.
It's
Brat Autumn now that we got the remix album out. I think Charlie made a huge impact this year, and I think that album was everywhere. The song 360 was everywhere. Even though it's maybe not everyone's cup of tea, it's still something I think a lot of people enjoyed, whether it's a genre they liked or not, or initially were into. So I think that is a huge contender. I think that's top 3.
And I will add just to that, like outside of just, I guess it's like popularity, we have to acknowledge the marketing side of it.
Right.
It really took over the summer, and even then, like the unique way they approached promoting it, the remix,
the
like
remix, having every single song have
a remix on that,
a feature on it, and it's completely different. You can acknowledge that it's Brat,
the same, but it's different.
Same, but it's different. I love that because that's
this
exactly
whole
how you would describe it.
So good.
Yes.
Like, definitely cannot ignore the impact of Brat. But do you think it'll win?
I think it could. I think it could. What do you think about Taylor? So yeah, Taylor's in a lot of these categories. I don't think Fortnite is the best.
Okay, first of all, we're not talking about Fortnite.
I know, but we just like, didn't talk about Taylor at all. I know she's like a huge, like she's also having a big like 2-3 years. How long has she been touring now?
She's always dominated.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And let me just say, I love this album. Actually, this might be one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums. It's a grower, not a shower. When I first listened to it, I was like, this is kind of like the same. Like, I heard the criticisms everyone was saying. Right. It all sounds the same, it's boring. But for me, the more you listen to it and you actually listen to the melodies, the production, the lyrics, it has so much depth that I can understand why it's nominated for Album of the Year because of the depth of it. It's not like a shallow album. It's not just catchy hits. Right. I think if she wanted to make a catchy album, she could. Right. But instead, Taylor has always gone a different approach where she writes like really meaningful stories that should be celebrated and deserves an album of the year. Now, if we just talk about sales, I think the Tortured Poets department blew everyone out of the water in terms of numbers. Yeah. We're talking about numbers.
Taylor's gonna do that. So Taylor's gonna do that, period.
But like, we gotta acknowledge that too. Like, as an album, it had huge waves. Now, is it like mainstream? Does everyone love it? Yeah. No.
And I think it also had that world building effect that you're saying Brat had.
Yes. Yeah. It's a kind of niche in a way. Like the audience loves it, but it's not for everybody.
Yes.
So that's gonna lead me to say I actually think Chaperone might win this one.
You think? Yeah. I want Billie to take it though.
I really think contenders. I think Billie would have been my second.
Billy's definitely up there too. I think she would be top 3 also. Billie, I love this album. I think it's a non-skip album.
Non-skip album?
From Birds of a Feather.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But that's just for me. I think in general, for the people who listen to Billie and like people who enjoy this album, even the new fans, we had Teddy who never listened to Billie Eilish before, and he loves this album.
Me too, though. I always like, I respected Billie from afar, but this was the first album I actually listened to, and I'm like, okay, I see it. I respect her work. I get why she's so popular.
And of course, Phineas produced the album, so he's a genius in the music. Obviously, it shows with how many accolades they've racked up as a duo.
Yep.
So I think
this album's solid.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hit Me Hard and Soft did take it.
My argument for Chaperone though, is that this album is a different sound. I would say the musicality of it really stands out because of her singing, her musicality, like she really brings, like the drag inspiration. The sound of it stands out amongst all the other pop stuff. And we can't deny the impact of like Good Luck Babe. If you see it this year for her, every festival that she's attended.
Oh, the festivals look insane.
It became like her show.
Yeah.
I think this album, even though I think it was released like earlier and it didn't make that many waves, but once she started really going, this album, this body of work really stands out as unique, impactful, and huge for Chapel. And I think she has a strong chance to take it. The music is just really good.
Yeah. I honestly think everyone's a really strong contender. It's actually really hard this year to decide who could take home the award for these categories.
So much good music.
So much good music.
And shout out to all the girlies. Like,
shout out to the girly pop.
Look how they dominate all these main categories. This is gonna be exciting.
Yeah, this is gonna be exciting to see.
Who who didn't we see in the nomination? Some snubs?
K-pop was snubbed.
Yeah, okay.
Justice for K-pop.
You know what? There is an interesting storyline with K-pop for the Grammys because we know a lot of, mainly BTS, they submitted for Grammy nominations.
Right.
For example, like Jungkook with Golden was a big year. We had Jimin release his mini album. I think RM also submitted. J-Hope also submitted. I don't know if Suga did. Fact check me, but a lot of them submitted. And you know what? Golden made a lot of waves. Like
I think
3D
Golden,
was huge.
Yeah, was huge.
Standing Next to You was huge. Like there were some really big waves. And I want to say Grammys has been showing more love to K-pop in the sense that they've had a lot of events. The Grammy Museum has hosted a lot of K-pop artists there. They've done exhibits for K-pop. So like they recognize K-pop is huge.
Right.
But not huge enough to get a nomination.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I feel like the fans are going to be like questioning why. Stop using K-pop for clout.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to come off.
They did have that year where they had BTS perform as one of the final performers, and usually all the performers have been nominated, but BTS was not nominated for any categories that year. I think, like we saw with African artists, that there's an African category now. We might be able to see a K-pop category in the future. Yes, but then I feel like
I actually might have some issues with that too.
Yes, exactly. Like I get what you're saying. It's like now they're just gonna be like, okay, well we gave you a category, you know, and then they're not gonna get awards for other
like the main
for the bigger categories, right?
You don't want them to be shunned in a category, especially now with K-pop, as you're seeing, a lot of the music is not just Korean. Like they have American artists featured on it. A lot of the lyrics are all English. So what makes K-pop K-pop, right? Yeah. It's gonna be this weird like line defining thing, and I don't know if creating a K-pop genre or category, for the Grammys is the way to solve it. So
yeah, that's a fair argument.
This is like growing pains. It's gonna be interesting to see how the Grammys acknowledge and recognize more like international music. We saw it with Afrobeats. We're seeing it with like other genres. What are they gonna do with K-pop? Let's, I guess, find out in 2026 because it's not gonna be in 2025
when BTS makes their return.
Yo, huge. Is there anyone else you think got snubbed? I think I was looking online after the nominations were out. The first question was like, people were saying Tyla. Like, why wasn't? I don't know what they were thinking she was snubbed for. Was she nominated for anything?
Performance?
Was she nominated for anything?
I didn't see her in any of the bigger categories.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
But I'm just saying she shouldn't have won Best African Performance last year.
Oh!
I think.
You don't think so?
No. No.
I don't know.
I just think they're like Burna Boy, Thames were in that category, and I'm rooting for them this year. They're also again in this category, which shows their longevity, their discography, just their legacy they're creating. And the doors they've opened. I'm excited. Even Ira Star's not nominated this year, but she was nominated last year. I think Tyla is still growing, and she has a lot to. I don't know. I think there's more for her in the future, but I just think like with the history of Burna Boy's performances and his music and how I think he's really opened the door for Afrobeats, I think he should have taken it that year. But this year, let's go, Burna Boy.
No Tyla at all, huh? I think there were some people.
She's fine.
That was such a fake. Okay, all right. Push to start, push. So I think some people were confused. They were like saying, why wasn't Tyla nominated for Best New Artist? And once again, I'm not sure exactly what the lines are, but from what I read, Tyla isn't considered a Best New Artist just because she literally won a Grammy last year. Yeah. So there might be some confusion, as there always is, like why wasn't someone nominated? One, they might not have submitted. Two, the rules are like there are certain time periods that you must have your project out, and also like if you've already won a Grammy before, you're not considered a new artist. So there might be a reason why she was snubbed in certain categories.
So guys, make sure you check those before you're like, this person should have won, this person should have got it. Some people don't submit, and some people miss the deadline.
Yeah. And okay, another one that people were talking about, Ariana Grande. She was nominated for a lot of like the pop focus categories, but in the main ones that we even discussed earlier, like in this video, she wasn't nominated for like album of the year or like a song of the year. Do you feel a certain way about it?
No.
No? I think the album was good.
Yeah, I think it was a good album.
Does her album deserve a spot more than any of these other people? Though I don't know, Yes and blew up in the same way like Espresso did. If you go for like track for track, like what else? We Can't Be Friends, great song, but did it have the same virality as Please Please Please? Probably not. So maybe that's why it didn't make the cut.
Maybe.
Same thing with Brat, like, listen, it's a really hard category this year, just in terms of all the other pop girlies. Like, it's a great album.
Yeah.
You think it was a snub?
I mean, for the bigger categories, I feel like she was nominated for several other categories.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well,
she got her in.
Yeah, Shelly.
Yeah. Maybe this year's just not her year.
Maybe.
You're like,
another pop girlie that might have been snubbed, Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
Did you know what's funny? After we read the nominations, I was like, wait, where's Dua? I don't think she was even nominated for any of the
the lower
genre. Whoa, not lower. Basically the genre specific ones, right? She released Radical Optimism. It was a good album, but I don't know. Is it considered a snub that she wasn't nominated?
I'm not a pop girly. Okay.
I'm a pop girly.
You're a pop girly, so I feel like the fact that the people who are on this list are on this list, and I know them and listen to their music. Yeah. I feel like the Grammys knew that Sade listened to these, and we should put them on there. Your music but I didn't listen to Dua, so.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna evaluate right now. The album is nice, but did she do anything groundbreaking? Let's ask it. Let's evaluate it. What was her biggest song off Radical Optimism? Houdini?
Let us know.
Probably Houdini, right? Like it was her leading track.
Yes.
It didn't sound any different. It didn't.
Than her other.
Exactly. Songs. Like it didn't stand out in the other ways. Like even Ariana Grande's album at least was different than her past album. Radical Optimism is just another Dua Lipa album.
Yeah, I think Dua Lipa released music. We're kind of first getting that wave of Dua Lipa where she was really doing well, and we were hearing her on the radio, and you're seeing her at performances and big events. And then beyond that, I think it just continued to be a similar sound.
Yeah, it was a good album. It's just probably not top to fight with the other girlies. You know what I mean? So let us know if there are any other snubs that maybe we didn't talk about or who you thought should have been nominated for certain things. But in summary, I feel like this Grammys is so exciting. A lot of strong female artists really leading it. Didn't Beyonce break a record again?
Yes, oh my God, Beyonce broke a record. She's at 99 nominations for her career. Let's go, man, 99, just on the cusp right there.
She's gonna break 100, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Shout out to Beyonce, of course. We're gonna be watching for whether she's gonna win Album of the Year. Yeah. We're gonna be watching to see who takes the best song, record, new artist. So many good artists that it's gonna be celebrated at the 2025 Grammys.
Yeah, and there's just a lot that goes into everything that happened this year and all of these artists and all the work that they've put into their projects. So there's definitely things that we've missed. If there's anything that we missed to chat about, let us know in the comments. We'll be responding. That's right. And we'll have a little, back and forth, a little discussion. A little kiki, since this is a girls' year, we'll have a little kiki in the comment section.
Come back, because we're gonna be covering the Grammys, when it happens, all the exciting stuff leading up to it. The Grammys is on February 2nd of 2025, so just subscribe to the channel, like the video, and follow along for this whole exciting Grammys journey.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like, and we'll see you in the next video. Much love.
Much love.